Now that this absolute train wreck of a year is drawing to a close, couldn't come soon enough for me, let's talk about some of the trends, whatever has happened this year, a quick roundup here. I promised not to go on and on and on about the pandemic, yeah, and I promised to show statistics and, sort of prove whatever I'm saying, yeah. So this year, it was the start of a new decade. There was a lot of excitement. What will this new decade bring? What will this new year bring? And it began well enough, A number of luxury brands, premium luxury brands, announced their forays into makeup. I mean, last year we already saw the revival of the Gucci makeup brand. And they came out with lipsticks. This year they've continued with lipsticks. They've had matte lipsticks and metallic lipsticks, and they've also got compacts and mascara and other products in as well. Apart from that, Hermes had their first ever lipsticks in this year, and I have reviewed those. Jimmy Choo came out with lipsticks. Less said about the packaging, the better. We'll talk about that in another post. And Byredo came out with their makeup. They've already got lipsticks and eyeshadow palettes out this year. So super luxury brands foraying into makeup. That happened this year. And it wasn't just super luxury brands. Pretty much every content creator except this one forayed into product creation as well, I think every celebrity and every YouTuber, TikToker, Instagrammer, blogger has their own beauty brand right now, beauty products. I mean, I can assure you that yours truly will never venture into product creation, not my area. I think that the one that I'm the most excited about is Temptalia's collaboration upcoming with Sydney Grace, because I think she knows her eyeshadows incredibly well. And she has a very, very, very good eye for color. We've also seen a couple of well-loved brands become a bit meh, I'm talking about Urban Decay in particular. I mean, they used to be the sort of monarchs of eyeshadows. And there was a time when they launched 11 or 13, I think it was 13, palettes in 1 year. And this year, I mean, I'm not saying they should launch that many. I'm saying, it's become their ultraviolet palette wasn't as naked ultraviolet palette wasn't as popular as expected. And I think one of the things here is, I mean, naked, they've sort of beaten that dead horse quite a bit, haven't they? Huda Beauty is another brand that began incredibly well. She's forayed into skincare this year as well. And what's happened is that there's, funny things like chin sculpting masks and haze palettes, which, I don't know, for me, those haze palettes didn't make any sense whatsoever. Naughty Nude palette with that eyeshadow named Slippery that actually looks like a Petri dish. Natasha Denona, for over the last 3 months, has had the Full Glam palette, the Zendo palette, the upcoming Peak palette, the Trichrome palette. Yes, so 4 launches in 2 or 3 months. And if you count that bronze palette as well, yeah, that's 5 launches in 4 months. That's palette launches, I'm saying. 5 palettes in 4 months. Overall, though, despite Natasha Denona's launches, we're seeing fewer eyeshadow palettes launch, despite the focus on eye makeup. I think this is brilliant. We've seen too many eyeshadow palettes launch. Even Revolution seems to have fewer eyeshadow palettes. They did have that Friends collection part 1 and 2, I agree. But overall, I think we're seeing fewer and fewer eyeshadow palettes launching this year. Good. Anastasia Beverly Hills, not much has been heard from them. Last year, I think they had, too many eyeshadow palettes. I can't remember the exact number. On the bright side, Natasha Denona and Pat McGrath. Formula-wise, these two have sort of stood out eyeshadow-wise. Incredibly good products. They've also made their products a little accessible to those who may not necessarily buy a £115 palette. What they've done is they've had smaller pan palettes which are more affordable. I think that's a very good thing. There have been, very rightly indeed, more calls for inclusivity in terms of shades, and that is something that's absolutely needed. I don't think we have enough inclusivity, and we don't have the one perfect brand that has absolute inclusivity across all products. We don't have that kind of brand. We've also seen more and more skincare launches. Kylie has launched her skincare line. Dose of Colors has ventured into skincare. So more and more, I think that is because people are buying less makeup now because of the pandemic, and skincare personal care sales have, gone up, and everybody wants a slice of that pie. The thing is, new releases have become so prevalent, so frequent, and so excessive now that they're a bit of a joke actually. New releases, haha, another one. Eye roll. That's how it's become, and that is not a very pleasant thing, because a new release should drum up excitement, not an eye roll. Advent calendars have been no exception either, because pretty much everybody now has an advent calendar, every multi-brand retailer ever. And it's become all about greed. Not even the content curation is proving me wrong here. Apart from the move to skincare, we're also seeing more brands come out with hair care products. Sol de Janeiro, the Inkilis, The Ordinary all came out with their hair care products this year. I know that new launches are planned well in advance, but it feels like, all right, you're staying at home, here, do your hair. Now, the beauty community, as it were, I mean, I don't think there's an all-inclusive, all-pervading beauty community, but beauty influencer community will be a better word. And even so, there isn't, again, a universal beauty influencer community. I don't watch channels or read too many blogs. I do have my favorites. Tim Talia, one of them. So those I do stick to. Apart from that, the reason's very simple. This year there was, again, massive drama, just like last year. Last year there was that Dramageddon, it was called. This year it is called Karmageddon. Absolute nonsense, I call it. People who are minting money, going, oh, boo-hoo, I'm such a, pitiable person, pity me, feel sorry for me. There are so many other people having massive problems with their health, with their loved ones, with laws, dealing with suffering and pain. And these people are saying boo-hoo and fighting over each other on the darn internet. I feel that is absolutely disgusting. So yeah, 2020 has been a year like no other, not just for most of us, but also the whole beauty industry. And now let's talk a bit about the pandemic. Apparently, Benefit was the only brand in the United States to register a bit of a profit, with good reason. If you think about it, masks, eyebrows. Yeah, Benefit sort of mostly focuses on brow products, and that has sold better, I feel, than other products. In March, I did a post on how the coronavirus pandemic will affect and is affecting the beauty industry. There I'd given you quite a lot of statistics and shown how it would affect the supply chain, it would affect sales, it would affect staffing, and it would affect MUAs, makeup artists and salons and so on. Now, what's happened is that I feel that a number of brands have lost their part when it comes to customer service, and this could be sort of explained away as staffing issues owing to lockdown. Now the thing is, if you are taking orders and taking money, then you sort of need to deliver, need to deliver good service. Otherwise, don't be open to orders, don't take people's money. Now more on that later, because I'm still collecting more and more experiences from you lot. You know what I'm talking about, those of you who have seen my community page post asking for reports on or asking for your experiences about poor customer service. Now, overall, the beauty industry has reported a mixed impact from this pandemic. I mean, the lockdown has led to a fall in footfalls, absolutely. But online sales are up. People are generally shopping more because we're all stuck at home. It's gloomy outside. It's a very, very dreary time. So yeah, buy a nice, I don't know, bit of makeup or skincare. That makes us feel better. So shopping is up, and that explains why a number of mediocre advent calendars are really sold out. And 48% of all sales in France have now happened online, with 19% of those people actually shopping for the first time. However, when it comes to international shipping, there have been fewer flight paths owing to the pandemic. Lots of countries have locked their borders, cancelled international shipping apart from essential cargo services. So it's difficult to get flight paths. There are delays, cancellations, and so on. A number of retailers aren't shipping worldwide. There's a few problems as a result of that. And what we buy has changed as well. A survey conducted by Slow Cosmetics reports that 44% of the women surveyed say they no longer wear lipstick. Yeah, that's because of the face mask. Nobody wants lipstick on your face mask and then all over your face, particularly if it contains comedogenic products, ingredients. You don't want your lipstick here and then breaking you out. I now wear lipstick only while filming, not otherwise. Now let's talk about a few specific ways in which this pandemic has actually affected beauty in 2020 in particular. Cosmetics Europe's Director General reports that indie brands are hit hardest by this pandemic, which is a huge shame because I like a lot of indie brands. I mean, other brands will sort of multi-millionaire, multi-billionaire, huge international brands, companies will recover quickly. They can afford a bit of a lull. They're not going to close down, yeah. But indie brands, they're going to be affected badly. So what I'm hoping to do, particularly in 2021, I mean, I've started this in 2020, you may have noticed this, is support more indie brands, particularly for multi-chrome eyeshadows. I've discovered a few, I've reviewed a few, I will continue to do that in 2021 as well. So yeah, back to how the pandemic has affected the industry in particular. Personal care sales have actually gone up. Johnson & Johnson reports 54% increase in sales in the first quarter of 2020 compared to 2019's first quarter. When it comes to personal care, Neutrogena and Aveeno have reported that those two are owned by J&J, yeah? A 9.2% growth compared to the same period in 2019. So yeah, I think, as I said, lockdown, there's more time for personal care. But then Procter & Gamble's vice chairman, John Mueller, reports that beauty sales have actually gone down as a result of no travel. Travel retail, that's a huge chunk. When you're traveling, you either run out of something or you're, mooching about in duty free and, pick up a few things or, walk past a shop and see something. So travel retail, SK-II, that's P&G's premier brand. SK-II, their famous essence. That brand has reported 20%, more than 20% actually, decline in sales. Which is quite surprising because you would think that skincare sales go up. I've had mixed results with the SK-II essence, actually, believe it or not. First couple of days I thought, my skin was looking better. And then, I felt that it wasn't doing anything. It was just like applying water to my skin. On the bright side, it didn't break me out. Now, while Unilever reports flat sales, beauty, the specific beauty niche reports a 2% rise. On the other hand, L'Oreal, the whole L'Oreal group, reports an overall drop. 4.8% drop compared to 2019. 7.7% drop in Europe. I think that's because lockdown has been more strict in Europe. Particularly in the luxury brands owned by the L'Oreal group, there's been a massive drop. With good reason. I think that a lot of us are struggling not just with lockdown and mental health issues and so on, but mask wearing and going out and so on. But also financially, there's been a bit of a bother. There is a massive recession happening as a result of this pandemic. So luxury products, not as popular. On the other hand, The Body Shop reports that luxury baths have become a priority during lockdown. Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. Staying on that luxury topic for a bit, NPD reports a 36% decline in prestige beauty sales in the second quarter of 2020 in the United States compared to the same period in 2019. But there's been a 90% spike in online sales, says NPD. Makeup obviously is very, very badly hit. 3 or to 6 times more than other segments, more than skincare. I think that one of the other reason for skincare's popularity is, maskne. We're seeing a huge amount of anti-acne. Dr. Dennis Gross has come out with an anti-acne product. Murad has come out with a whole anti-acne range, including an anti-acne moisturizer. I have maskne. Each time I wear a mask, within about a week, I get a nice break. I've got one here, and one here now. Now, Nielsen reports that nail polish sales have increased by 37.5% in the second quarter of 2020 compared to the same period in 2019. That is massive. I think the closure of salons or the fear of infection from salons means that, you do your nails at home. I can't be asked to do my nails, most of that, apart from trimming and, filing and keeping in shape. and the odd buffing to remove ridges. Apart from that, I can't be asked with nails because I tend to peel at my own nails when I'm stressed. I don't bite them, I peel at them, pinch at them, pull at them, destroy them when I'm stressed. So, there is no point in my getting a nice manicure and looking all nail polished. I do apply nail polish, I love nail polish, but it comes out the very next day. Now, another thing that's changed is that according to Pearson Smith, this is PR samples being sent to influencers, that's slowed down significantly according to Pearson Smith. I am not affected by this trend at all. A different kind of content creation has been opted for in lieu of PR samples to a large extent there. For instance, L'Oreal on their YouTube channel has been doing videos on how to color your own hair. So different kinds of content creation instead of sending PR samples to influencers. Now the popularity of Korean beauty has continued unaffected through this pandemic. I mean, international sales, international shipping has been a problem. Fewer flight paths. A number of retailers no longer ship to a number of countries. And in addition, shipping is massively, massively delayed as well. Fewer flight paths, people. Can't be helped, there are fewer commercial flights. So what happens is that there are cargo flights and brands and packages need to wait for a bit of space, a bit of airspace. So there are delays, understandable. But I find that K-beauty remains as popular as ever. J-beauty, apart from, I think there aren't as many discoveries. Huda Labo did reformulate their premium lotion this year, and thankfully the ingredient list remains gloriously oil-free and ideal for my skin. So, but I have enough of the older ones to last at least through next year, so I won't be trying the new one for a while. Apart from that news about Huda Labo's reformulation and repackaging, I haven't heard much from J-beauty this year, which is a crying shame because I really think some J-beauty products are incredible. K-beauty though, lots of launches, light layering. I think that 10-step routine though has lost popularity. A lot of people are following a more minimalist routine now. That's trending. So overall, these are some of the trends, happenings, events, sales, reports from the beauty industry in 2020. I hope that 2021 is a far better year, not just for all of us, but also for the beauty industry. We get better curations from boxes, we get better customer service, better shipping, and fewer eyeshadow, the samey products, but more interesting, more innovation, more excitement. That would be lovely. So have you been affected this year beauty-wise? Has your routine, has your shopping, have your beauty habits changed at all in 2020? If so, how and why do you think that is? Do tell me all of that in the comments below. So that's all from me for today. Thank you for watching this video. Please do give me a thumbs up. Please do the subscribe button. Please do the notifications bell. I'll speak to you soon.